Have you ever stopped to think about the kind of impact you have? Just by walking into a room. I'm not talking about what you say or what you do, but just the vibe you give off. Today, we're going to get into that, the really powerful, unspoken influence every single one of us has on the people and the world around us.
Let's just let that sink in for a second. What you carry quietly. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's not about your job title or this big announcement you have to make. Nope. It's about the stuff you're carrying on the inside. Your values, your emotions, your quiet intentions. That's the stuff that really shapes everything you touch.
So that leads to a pretty big question, right? What are you carrying with you today? Is it curiosity? Is it a bit of stress? A sense of calm? Because whatever that energy is, that's where your silent influence really begins.
Okay, so how does this actually work? How does what's inside of us get out there? Well, it all boils down to one single, really powerful action. The key to all of this is the power to imbue. That's our word for the day. And look at these two definitions. They're both perfect. The first one talks about influencing something as if by dyeing it. The second one is about providing something freely or naturally. It's all about this quiet, effortless transfer of your essence. Let's really lean into that first definition because the visual is just so good. Imagine your mood, your authenticity, your very presence is a kind of dye. And every single thing you interact with, a conversation, a project, a person, gets a little splash of that color. You are literally constantly imbuing the world with your own unique shade. So what happens when you start dyeing the world with, positive energy? You get this amazing chain reaction. One writer calls it a good vibe streak, which I love. We're going to call it the good vibe ripple, because that one small act of being you can spread way further than you think. Now, check out how simple this process is. Step 1, you just bring good vibes. That's it. That's your only job. What that does, in step 2, is it gives everyone else permission to relax, to think more freely, more creatively. And that freedom, in step 3, is what sparks real, genuine conversation. And here's the best part. That shared positive feeling, in step 4, just keeps going. It makes everyone want to have that experience again. It's a total win-win. Okay, this all sounds awesome in theory, right? But what does it actually look like day to day? How can we get better at consciously imbuing our spaces with genuineness and positivity? Well, turns out it comes down to a few really simple things. What's so great about this is how simple it is. Notice what's not on this list. It doesn't say, be the smartest person in the room or be the funniest. Instead, it's about listening. It's about the simple and, honestly, underrated power of just being nice. It's about paying attention and finding those little moments you can build on or accentuate. And maybe the most important one, just be real. Even if you're in a bad mood, being honest about it lets your real self connect with people way more than faking it ever could. To wrap all this up, I want to leave you with this one last really beautiful metaphor. Think of your life as a long walk on a beach. And as you go, you're leaving a trail behind you. Your silent influence, it's like footprints in the sand. But here's the thing. They aren't empty footprints. They're filled with the essence of who you are, what you give to the world freely and naturally. For some of us, maybe that's love and compassion, the hearts. For others, it's practical help and skills, the tools. And for some, it's about inspiration and wonder, the stars. This is what you're imbuing the world with. This is the mark you leave.
And that brings us to our final question. When people walk away from you, when they look back at the footprints you've left in their lives, what's the quiet lesson they take with them? What are you teaching the world just by being you? That's something to think about.